Are you planning a trip to the state of Utah? Or maybe you're just doing some research on this particular state. Well, on this video, I'm going to cover my favorite places for you to visit. And this video is probably one of the most honest that you will find on the internet. After all, I am receiving no financial compensation in any way for any location on the list. It's just my real honest opinion on my favorite places, places that I like to go to. And make sure you catch one of my favorite spots. This location is free to enter and free to park. Free, free, free. As of February of 2023, things can change. So let's get after it right now. And a warm welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the area. If you want to learn more about living in Utah, you may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification. And YouTube will send you an alert when I release a new video. And if I can be of any assistance with you buying or selling real estate, I'll put my contact information right here on the screen. It's also in the show notes. And coming in first on my list, and this isn't necessarily the #1 place to visit out of my entire list, it's just my first recommendation. This location is one of Utah's most popular national parks, Zion National Park. This location is over 200 square miles of pure beauty, and each year it receives 4 million visitors, not just from the United States, from around the world. A lot of people come to visit the park. A couple of areas that I recommend you visit if you are going to this particular park. Zion Canyon. After all, this canyon is like 2,000 feet deep. Very beautiful. Zion Canyon Scenic Drive. Take a beautiful bus ride and see the sights. Well worth it. Also a great location if you would like to go hiking. Stop by Angel's Landing Trail. It's about a 2.5-mile hike, and I would say it's more of a challenging hike. It does have some scenic views. And if you are going to Zion National Park, the best times of the year to visit, in my opinion, is April, May, October, and November. In between these months, it can get a little warm, especially if you plan on taking some of the hiking trails. Coming in second on my list, this location is called Cedar Breaks National Monument. It's also known as the Circle of Painted Rocks. This location has an elevation of 10,000 feet. So if you enjoy photography, video recording, any of those particular hobbies, this would be the place to go. Breathtaking pictures. You could take pictures for days. You will find some of the pictures that you see in magazines come from this particular location. And apart from picture taking, it's also a great hiking spot, and it's a great place to have a picnic and a camp. During the winter months, you can snowmobile here. And if you're looking for a recommendation for a hiking trail, I would recommend the Alpine Pond Trail. Coming in #3 on my list, it's called the Coral Peak Sand Dune State Park. It's a long title. In the state of Utah, we call it the Sand Dune State Park. We kind of like shorten it a little bit. It's a great place to play sand games, some great ATV trails. It's a great camping spot. You can go hiking. I've seen people horseback riding, and I'm not too sure if they rented the horses or brought their own horses. Also a great location for photography. Coming in #4 on my list, Moab, Utah. It's a very popular spot. It's actually known worldwide. And how could I have a list without Moab? It is one of my favorite places. And if you're looking for a place to make a home base, like a central type of location where you have some other adventures in the vicinity, Moab would be the place. You are right next to the Canyonlands National Park. Also down the road is the Arches National Park. And there is also the Dead Horse Point State Park, all within a quick drive from Moab. So what can you do here at Moab? It's a very big mountain biking destination. You can also go hiking. If you own a kayak, great place to go. And it's also known, probably the #1 thing it's known for is off-road adventure. You own a Jeep, you own a UTV. You get car clubs from all over the United States coming to Moab. So if you own a UTV or a Jeep, bring it with you or rent one. There's some amazing riding opportunities. I take my UTV there on numerous occasions. It's one of my favorite places to go riding. I actually like this area so much. I've been researching properties to possibly have an Airbnb, and I can stay down there more times during the year. Coming in number 5 on my list, Arches National Park. Not too far down the road from Moab. After all, what would a trip to Utah be without visiting the Arches? At this location, you will find over 2,000 natural stone arches located right here. At one time, we actually had the arches on our license plates. So if you did, in this park, the full scenic tour, it probably would stretch about 35 to 36 miles. So with all these arches, let's go over a couple. There's the Delicate Arch. It's like 50 foot tall, 30 foot wide. Great opportunity to take some photographs. One of our most popular arches is called the Double Arch. A couple movies were filmed here. Some of the scenes from the movies were filmed here. Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade. Thelma and Louise. What a great movie. Both were filmed at the Double Arch. We also have the Broken Arch, and it's actually not broken, but it's called the Broken Arch. Okay. It just appears like it's broken, and we have many, many more arches. Coming in number 6 on my list, Antelope Island State Park, which is located in the northern part of the state. If you're familiar with the military base, directly west, you will find Antelope Island. Not many miles from the base, maybe 5-6 miles from the base. If you are interested in some of Utah's wildlife, this would be one of the places to go. And what can you exactly see here? You'll see bison, waterbirds, coyotes, sheep, antelopes, and many more. Coming in at number 7 on my list, the Bonneville Salt Flats. If you're a car person, especially if you enjoy land speed records being made, take a trip to the Salt Flats when they are racing there. Because when it's racing season, you can see cars, trucks, motorcycles, all trying to go as fast as possible. You're also real close to Wendover, Utah. So you have Wendover, Utah, and you have Wendover, Nevada. On the Nevada side, you have casinos and restaurants and evening entertainment. Many people who go to the Salt Flats racing will stay at Wendover and in the evenings enjoy the casinos or maybe a show. Coming in at number 8 on my list, I promised something for the whole family. Something that was free to enter and free to park. The Hill Aerospace Museum, located next to Hill Air Force Base in northern Utah. I'm an aviation guy myself. I love planes, and I have visited many museums in the United States and in Europe. And this museum is one of the best. And what can you see here at the museum? How about some fighter aircraft? Some of the latest. They have an F-15 Eagle. They have an F-16. The F-16 is the airplane that right now Ukraine is trying to get their hands on. Not only do they have one F-16, they have 2. One of them is painted in the Thunderbird colors. Very beautiful. They have an F-4 Phantom from the Vietnam era. They have an F-111, another very popular airplane. They just added an F-117 stealth fighter. There's not many of these aircraft in museums, but they've got one right here at Hill Air Force Base. There's also some older aircraft, many older aircraft. There's a P-38, a P-51, probably one of my favorite airplanes, a P-47, and many more. And how about some helicopters? They have quite a few. One of them is a CH-3, which is known as the Jolly Green Giant. They also have a CH-21. Maybe you like spy planes. They have an SR-71 Blackbird. And if you know anything about the Blackbird aircraft, it's very large. So the museum has 2 hangars, 2 large hangars, and also some planes outside on static display. That SR-71, they managed to fit inside a hangar. Maybe you like bombers. There's a B-1 bomber, a B-17 bomber, a B-24, the big B-52. There's also cargo planes, a C-47, a C-124, a KC-135, and a C-130, and many more. So in conclusion, that's some of my top places to visit in the state of Utah. If you have any kind of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Until the next video, take care and stay safe.